We're with the one and only Sid, and it's finally his turn to be in the hot seat. And I'm going to be starting off nice and easy, and we want to ask you, did you see Z-Max and Eric's interview?
I did. I thought they were both very, very good, surprisingly. See, Z-Mac I thought would be pretty engaging. Langell, I wasn't sure. I thought they were both pretty good. And Langell was actually very nice to me, so I enjoyed that one.
And overall, who do you think divulged more information about you?
That's like asking me which one of my kids I ever gave I love more. I love both of those guys.
It's all about the honesty.
I would say that I enjoyed Langell's appreciation for the show, what I've done for his career. And Z-Mac was a little more tangible when it came to his duties, how we came to meet each other, all those types of things. So they both had their strengths. I'm not going to pick one. There's no chance. No chance. Okay. They were both very, very good. Both good.
They were a lot of fun to interview.
Yeah.
So tell us, I have been reading your book. I'm not done yet because I am dissecting you left and right.
Right.
And obviously your trajectory has been very impressive and has been a little bit controversial.
Yeah.
But now that you are working here, in your own words, tell us from the good to bad and where you are right now.
Well, that's a lot.
I know there is.
I mean, the career started back really on the internet in 1998, right? So we're looking at 17 years ago. Mm-hmm. Listen, I've been to the top of the mountain. I was there, working on IMIS and working at WFAN. It was as big as it got. I could walk into a restaurant or a bar in Manhattan, eat for free, drink for free, walk down the streets, get stopped 1,000 times. I mean, I'm not Tom Cruise, but it got that big. And I've been here at the very, very bottom, out of the business, you'll never work again. I mean, I've heard it all, I really felt like when I got this job here a couple of years ago, this was my last chance. Mm-hmm. This was it. And I knew that I had to take advantage of that, both in my personal life, become a different guy, grow up, if you will, and here. So I came into this very headstrong. I think people thought for me it was kind of just another run for Sid. It'll come to an end in a year or two, and that'll be it. But I came into this knowing this was my last chance. So I put together a real good team. I was able to do the show that I want to do, my philosophy, which I've tried to do for 2 decades. And I really believe now, Andrea, that now this is the best show I've ever done.
Why do you say that compared to where you were before?
Because there were restrictions on me before. Listen, I'm a pretty big-headed guy, and no one can do my show better than me. Mm-hmm. So when some, fucking program director, excuse the French, tells me what to do, I take offense to that. Mm-hmm. They don't know my show as well as I know my show. They don't know my strengths, what my guys like, what I like. This is the one and only place where from day one, no one's called me to the office to talk about content. Maybe once or twice, but for the most part, I do my show daily. I talk about what I want to talk about. My guys know what to expect. And I've always wanted to do a very diverse show. My new show, Sports, is boring, man. How much can you talk about the Heat and the Dolphins and the Panthers? We want to include politics and news, entertainment, pop culture. You name it, we want to include it, and we do. So this is the one chance I've had to do it, and it shows. A really good show.
And for a lot of people that really are not into the know about how things are done in radio, one of the most impressive things that I've seen is the fact that you don't have a script.
Right.
The fact that you only have like 3 little bullet points,
right,
and you just go. That's incredibly impressive because
Thank you.
I've worked in radio and everybody has scripts, everybody has...
No, I know guys, Andrea, they actually have every segment written down. 8 o'clock we'll talk about this, 8:30 we'll talk about this. Like you said, I've got one piece of scrap paper.
It's like a little post-it.
It's a post-it. Half the time it's I have to call my wife at 9:15. I've got to do this at 10:30. It's not even for the show. But we know coming in the sound is ready by 5 o'clock in the morning. We talk so often the day before the show. Me and Langell, me and Steve, all of us talk. So we know coming in without any script where we're going to go, what we're going to do based on the sound, the guests, the music, and the discussion the night before.
And what's your most favorite aspect of the show?
I think it's a camaraderie with the guys. I've always had that. I've always been able to take people with mediocre talent and make them really good. I had a couple of guys back at 790, Andy King, who's now program director at 560, and Mike Marchand. And all of a sudden, they became funny on the air. I had Victor Bermudez and Black Moses at the last place. They became very, very good. I think the relationship I've got now, on air and off, but on air with Steve and Eric, is the best I've ever had. These guys get it, right? Eric plays the part. I kick the shit out of him. Listen, when I was on IMIS used to beat the living daylights out of me. And I remember telling my father, I go, Dad, there's going to come a day when I'm in that chair okay? And I'm the guy delivering the beating. And I feel bad for the poor bastard that's going to be in my chair. That's Langell. Here's a guy that's 275 pounds, twisted steel and sex appeal. You wouldn't mess with a guy and walk down the street, he'd scare you, but he takes it. He gets it, and he does great with that part of the show. Z-Mac too. Z-Mac can make fun of quite a bit, and me too. So all of us are willing to roll with the punches, make fun of each other. Everybody has their strengths. Z-Mac is very good with the politics. Langell is great with pop culture, that type of thing, and it meshes well. It really does.
It definitely seems like you're in a great place right now in your career and personally. Where do you think everything is going in terms of the show and your future projects?
That's a great question. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, one of the issues with me my whole life has been doing just that, looking ahead, right? I was never in the now. I was never really happy with what I was doing and always wanted to be more, do more. And my shrink would always say to me, people around me would go, hey man, enjoy what you're doing now. Yeah. Enjoy the now. So I try not to put myself out there 2 years from now. Mm-hmm. 5 years from now, you're going to replace Jimmy Kimmel. You know, that'll be great. I don't know. Right now, I know this is working. I think we figured out how we want to do this. Hopefully, we'll have the opportunity here for a long time. But I think other people in the business now are starting to figure out that it's not just guy talk. It's an all-inclusive show.
Which I love, by the way.
You like that?
Yeah.
Right, because if you missed the news the night before, or Entertainment Tonight, or Mike and the Mad Dog, or Star Imus, you get all of it. Yeah. And I understand most people are only in the car for 15 minutes, so they want to get their Chris Bosh fix, their Marlins fix. But if you're in the car for 30 or 45 minutes, how many different topics are we going to include to make it better for you? Tons, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole gamut.
The show. The whole gamut. That's the show. That's
okay.
the show. And we're a little raunchy too, so that gets people kind of like that, right? But you roll with the punches pretty good too.
Yeah, you guys are troublemakers. Okay, so right now, like I said, I'm reading your book. Yeah. I'm enjoying it very much so. You're very candid in it. Was it really challenging for you to be incredibly honest? I find that you don't have a problem being very transparent with people.
It was tough. It was tough because I knew that eventually, I've got 2 kids. You know? So I've got a 10-year-old daughter and I've got a 6-year-old son, and it's out there. Look, it's part of my life, you know, and today with the internet, it's all out there anyway, right? Doesn't matter. I have a wife. I have people that love and care about me, and I care about them. And I'm extra sensitive. I really am to how they feel. But I know with the internet, it's out there anyway. Truth be told, this is an opportunity to kind of cleanse myself at the time. It was kind of therapeutic. And we got a nice advance. You know, but I knew if I did it, it was going to be uncomfortable. I knew I would talk about things that I wouldn't like to ordinarily, but I also knew if I did it, I had to do it. I couldn't write a book and just talk about the Mets or the Dolphins or the Jets or the Giants, because people know me. My show was driven by my personality. One day it could be all about football, could be about baseball, could be about politics. I could be just in a really shitty mood, you know? That's the show, that's me. I never ever come into the station and put on that fake Joe Rose, hi everybody, good to see you again today. I don't do that. If I feel like shit, you're gonna know it. So if I'm gonna write a book and it's gonna be about me, it's a biography, then I gotta be honest, and that's what I try to do.
Are you interested?
I don't like to read it again though. I never read my own book more than once.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Because it's a little bit challenging to go back?
Oh yeah.
Are you going to be following it up at all, part 2?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope that something good enough happens. See, the bad stuff is behind me. See, a lot of stuff in that book was the controversial Sid, that side of Sid that makes the headlines. I'm done with that. But if there's a book, the reemergence, when I was all the way on top, doing Imus's show and doing the midday show, if I can get back there, then there'll be a second book. But I'm not doing anything to add to the controversy or the stuff in the book that initially made it an attractive book. For the publisher, not for me.
So if you had 3 words to describe yourself now compared to before, I'm sure the 3 words would be very different. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself where you are right
old.
now? Old.
Old and old.
What word?
I would say old has to go there.
Okay.
I would say, boy, I want to say mature. I still have my moments where I'm really, come on. Look how I'm dressed, wearing a Shea Stadium Met shirt. I talk sports. But I guess I've matured. And I would say old, matured, and careful. I go to the line now. I'm certainly not a boring talk show host, and they afford me opportunities here, which most places don't, right? You hear things on the show, you go, oh, you can say that? Well, here you can. Other companies you can't.
Yeah.
But I won't go to places and things I did before that I know are going to cost me my job or my station their license. So I think I've figured out over the years how you can remain opinionated, brash, arrogant, even a prick, and have certain people dislike you without doing something stupid.
Well, Sid, thank you so much for your time, and thank you very much for your transparency. And it obviously looks like the future is very bright.
Thank you. Nice to be with you. Thanks.
Until next time.
Thank you.